Ori abori.
Okay, let us go. Okay, títí bá ti sọ, ẹ máa lọ.
Tó bá ti sọ, yín mọ̀ lọ.
Mo rí dání. Mo rí.
Ori, mo lo ṣe rí.
Odudu.
Odudu. Kọ́lọ̀ wo ni? Kọ́lọ̀ wo ni?
Wàhálà máa ṣe. Ṣé ìyanu mi?
Kọ́lọ̀ wo ni?
Ọlẹ́mi rí kankan lọ́wọ́ yín.
Rọ́ọ̀nù.
Okay, má ti fẹ́ sọ mo ti.
Ó yá sọ, kọ́lọ̀ wo ni?
Color white.
Color white.
Ẹ pupa, ọkọ yín pupa ni. Ó pupa.
Kí ló pupa?
Ọkọ yín pupa.
Ọkọ mi ti pupa. Run. Tó bá lọ bẹ̀ yẹn. If you kill me now, how can I pay you? Please don't do that, I beg. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, please.
Ọlọ́run àánú Olúwa o, Olúwa ṣaláàbò lórí ayé wa. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù Olúwa wà pẹ̀lú wa. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù akíọ́kí kú kíkọ́ wípé ṣe yín rẹ̀. Olúwa wà pẹ̀lú wa, onígẹ̀bẹ̀ onírafẹ́ oníyún rẹ̀. Ó yẹ wà pẹ̀lú wa, yín màláíkà mímọ́ yẹ ṣaláàbò lórí ayé wa. Àwọn ògbọ́dọ̀ kúkú jọ, àwọn ògbọ́dọ̀ kúkú kọ̀, àwọn ògbọ́dọ̀ kúkú kọ̀. Ọlọ́run ọ̀ṣọ́fà, Ọlọ́run ọ̀ṣọ́fà, Ọlọ́run ọ̀ṣọ́fà. Níbo lójú rẹ̀ wà pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀kọ́.
Police command has arrested the Trinity guy for his outrageous pranks. The offensive and viral skits depicted sexualization of a female minor who was compelled to describe genitals on the skit of the skit maker. Wale, normally if I watch these skits and some are just, outrageous, and the way they've been going about it just to create content. I'm sure Chris will tell us more about this, because all in the quest to create content, to get viewers, to get more followership, they do a lot of sometimes nasty things.
It's a very common thing in Nigeria these days, and people operate as if the internet is an ungoverned region, that there are no laws. That you can just post whatever you like.
Imagine just going out there and looking at women with wigs, removing their wigs.
Yeah. But the internet is an extension of communication. And there are rules. Every country, has its own rules that guide. So I think the Nigerian government needs to be more affirmative, because the problem is that a lot of people have access. Minors, children, once they pick the phone, they can just read anything. So we need to protect our civilization, we need to protect our culture, we need to protect our values. So we don't want to see this one as just one of those statistics in arrest. We hope that the police will pursue this case diligently and then ensure that the right things are done.
Skit.
Yes, I've been one of those that have been, over the months, been complaining bitterly about the activities of these so-called skit makers. And in as much as the problem with us is that we copy and copy wrongly. We've seen how skits are made by other individuals across the globe. The way they go about their, you see them dancing, you see them going to malls, you see them, acting in a way and manner that does not necessarily put the life of people in danger. But the type that our people will copy and copy wrongly. But first and foremost, I need to commend the spokesman of Nigerian police, in the person of CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, because he was the one that he started by warning initially when he realized that this was getting out of hand. Because if you see some of these kids, in the course of doing it, people get injured. There have been instances you go to where people are cooking food, women are cooking food, you run into the place, raise false alarm, they run away, some fall into gutter, some water pour, hot water pour on them, and all sorts. And they have been telling them that they should be very, very careful. This particular young man's own has been the worst of all, because the way and manner he goes about, and we're talking about Abdullahi Adisa, popularly known as Trinity guy, the way and manner he goes about his own is something I don't understand. He started, the way he started was just as rightly mentioned, going around removing people's wigs and wearing jalabia, going around and behaving. But he took it to the next level. There was one I
So
saw
you are
him
going to die?
Yes, say you are going to die. He also go as far as shooting gun or whatever he shoots that makes people believe that somebody is being attacked, and that in itself. So at times he will tell you that he wants to shoot you, he wants to kill you, that he's an armed robber and rest of it. And these are innocent people, because skit normally the way you do skit at times it is planned, it is arranged. You have a team. Some of the people you go to are people that you already arranged this skit with. You've already planned them. You know, you've gone around. It's just like it's a comedy or a play. So it's not just running into people and rest. So when this particular came, and Olumuyiwa Adejobi said that he needs to be arrested, and I hope this particular incident will stay as a warning to so many others who have yes, they are making money, but the money you are making is at the detriment of the people and at the point of making some of this, the lives of Nigerians, especially young Nigerians, even old women. Because there was a particular one I saw, he also did, somebody he splashed water on a lady, and the next thing he started using whip and was beating the girl. He said, go and change your clothes, go and change your clothes. I'm sure you must have seen that.
Yes, sir.
And the other ones, you see somebody.
They will offer you money. They say you can press your.
Let me press your. There were even some they say, okay, I want to have sex with you. The person will know that there is hidden camera somewhere. They will ask them to remove that. The lady will remove just for 50,000. It is not until she must have removed her clothes almost to her panties before you now say, oh, it's a skit. You don't do that. So I hope that this will be seen to a logical conclusion. The police in Oyo State have arrested him. I learned that he will be charged to court tomorrow. But whatever be the case, I think and I hope that will be the beginning of sanitizing this so-called skit. This is not what is allowed. And the same thing to a large extent, we also push it more also to our comedians. Some of our comedians are taking comedy to the extreme. Somebody come, you are at a particular place, you are at a particular show, and you'll be raining abuses on an individual that came to watch your show. Paid. Somebody paid to come, and you continue raining abuse in the form of saying that it's comedy. Oh, you are this, you are that. That is not. It's like it's just like what we do as journalists. You invite me to a show, and you want to embarrass me. It is not done. So I think this should be extended also to other content producers like comedians, and even some of the movies even the movies itself, the censors board is delaying on his role. You can see some of the movies, you can see the particular movie that was made about Lagos, where Lagos was depicted as I can't remember, depicted as a very terrible place and the rest of it. Yes, that movie is supposed to have been scrutinized by the censors board, which I don't think they did. So I think this should just go across, but it is good that the police is starting this. If the relevant agencies are not doing what they are doing, then our security agency should step in.
PKO, Jide is joining us from Abuja.
People are getting too annoyed over his prank.
PKO.
Trinity is somebody that I had watched for quite some time. You know, he likes to take these pranks to the extreme. Just as, Nigerians like to copy things. There is a white man, I don't know whether it's an American, who goes into supermarkets to provoke people. He calls everyone a boy. He will tell him, boy, get me that thing. Get me that thing, you boy. And the person that he's referring to is just like his age mate. And they will take exception to being called a boy. He will continue to provoke them. When they want to attack him, he will point at the camera that, it's a skit, know that. This is what our people do. Because there is so much idleness in town. There's so much, a lot of the young people have nothing to do. They go to social media to give themselves joy. They go to TikTok to see what is there. They go on Facebook to see what is there. In fact, someone told me that, look, if I do not have data, I'm finished. Because it is on social media that he can find things that will make him happy. There is joblessness in town. So some of these skits naturally people shouldn't even look at them twice. But anything that Trinity posts, you see hundreds of thousands of people, viewing it. And he must have made a lot of money because we see him give people as much as 200,000, 100,000, after putting them through some horror. He will now come give them money. In this case, a little girl, you are asking the little girl to describe how your genitals, what it looks like, and a girl who naturally shouldn't even be seen in public with somebody like that who is not her parent. Is there describing a minor, describing how Trinity's genitalia looks like. It is extremely obscene. We've seen him flog people, but I'm tempted to believe that a lot of those kids are actually pre-planned. Person being flogged knew that it was going to happen because they also slap him. You see them slap him, he gets dirty slaps, but he will still keep coming. A lot of those things are planned because from the camera angle and the expertise that the cameraman himself shows, you will know that it's not as if he's hiding behind a wall to shoot. So those people will clearly know that, okay, they are being recorded. So a lot of what he does are actually pre-planned. So the people involved know about it. It's drama that we are seeing before our eyes. But even at that, to use a little girl for this kind of skit and get her to be saying the kind of things that he was saying, I think Trinity deserved the fate that has befallen him. And I'm not surprised that the police have not wasted time. They said, look, we are going to arraign him tomorrow. We see all kinds of things. Morality has collapsed in our country. We see people shoot skits that they call kiss and grab. All they do is ask women a few questions. They will tell them, can you just do 360 for the camera? The women turn around, they do 360, and then he asks the question, kiss or grab? You have to choose one. At the end of the day, before the camera, he squeezes their buttocks. I've never seen anything like this. The extent to which we are taking this kids is extremely disturbing, and there has to be a way to ensure that this thing is regulated. Anything that is obscene should not be taken to the public space. We have to find a way. How come Nigerians don't see Indians kiss themselves in movies? They know that they will go to jail. You can't kiss a woman in an Indian movie. You go to jail. They don't do it. We grew up watching those Indian films, but we'll never see them. Once they get close, before the lips touch one another, they pull back. And there was an Egyptian woman who used a banana to kind of simulate oral sex. Of course, they jailed her. But we see what these skit makers do with Kukumba and the rest of them, and they get away with it. People get away with blue murder in our country. It has to stop. I think that what the police have done with Trinity will set the right example. People will learn an exemplary lesson from this, that you can't continue to come up with these irresponsible skits. Those skits that people can learn from. And you will still make your money.
No, as we wrap up on this,
rather than descend to that level of bringing a little child.
there are even some content providers that they are just out there to misinform the public.
Definitely.
They will tell you that, we've seen maybe the president of Nigeria, that he has collapsed.
Yes.
That's where he is now, that he has collapsed. He will be coming back again.
If this
see the number of viewers.
If this is not nipping broad, AI is out. Artificial intelligence. And if you see what is happening is on social media now,
I have been saying
AY, they can remove your head and put mine. They can remove that of a woman and put on yours. You saw the one they did with Pope several times, where he was playing basketball, where he was playing ball, where he was with a lady, where he was kissing a lady, and so many people believe it. And even in the US, issues are being raised on the importance of AI and some of the adverse effects you could have. In fact, President Biden raised that issue with the president of the Prime Minister of India, who just visited US a few days ago. So we have to be very, very careful. This is the time that we have to come in and make sure that we regulate some of these issues, because you know, most of the time we are not as advanced, even as advanced as most of these countries of the world. Anything that our people see, they believe. Anything you see on TV, anything you see on social media, anywhere, you believe. And there is always the tendency for us to copy whatever you see. So we need to snip in the bud, because if you know the number of our children that are on social media, children as little as 5 years, 6 years are having phone. Their parents are giving them phone to take to school, and they go straight. There's no restriction on what they view and what they do. That in itself is a problem. So that is why I so much appreciate, once again, what the police is doing, and I hope that this will be able to curb some of these excesses.
Well, what it did was a violation of the Child Acts of 2023. So I think it's clearly against the law of the land, apart from violating the morality of the society.
The minor.
Yes, but I think this is not just for the police alone. You know, we also need the moral authority of the state. The Oyo State House of Assembly wants to see how they are going to intervene in this. We want to see the National Assembly, the Senate and the House of Assembly, because it's a national problem. This thing happened in Oyo State, but it's also happening all over the country. So it's going to affect generations. It's going to affect the consciousness of our